Hey, what's up, guys? This is a quick news series where I bring you things that's happening on the internet about cameras. And the first thing that we are going to talk about is the Red Komodo Dynamic Range. According to Cinema D, apparently the 16 plus dynamic range from the Red Komodo, it's a facade. So they're saying it's 12, and then I'm going to tell you what I think. The second thing is CVP is giving you a free Ninja V when you buy the SH1. So let's talk about these two things. You know what, let's start with the first one. Listen, if you're into Panasonic and you want to get the SH1, you get a free Ninja V. I don't know why they would do that. Maybe they've made a lot of cameras and now people are not buying them because there's a Pocket 6K, there's a Pocket 4K, there is Panasonic GH5, there is the Red Komodo, there's so many other cameras, and people are not really getting or buying the SH1. So they thought, you know what, let's just give people a free monitor. So again, if you want to get a free Ninja V, the Ninja V, it's a very good monitor from Atomos. So you buy the SH1 and you get a free monitor. The second thing is the dynamic range of the Red Komodo. This is it's quite shocking. Obviously, as you guys know, it's a global shutter with the Red Komodo, also 16 plus of dynamic range. And I was actually doubting that because most camera with global shutter, they usually suffer for dynamic range. And I'm gonna tell you about, let's talk about maybe the Sony f55. That's another camera with global shutter. It only has 14 stop of dynamic range. Obviously, Red Cam made the Komodo like, you know what, let's give it 16 plus. And I believe Red and I don't believe Red, and I'm gonna tell you why. Remember, Genie Mag trolled Red for so long, and Red has lying in their DNA. Oh, I don't know who's doing they're doing some work downstairs, guys. So Genie Mag was trolling Red for a long time because of their mini mags, their monitors, and also Red has been sued for their raw pattern in the past. So lying is part of their DNA. But do I believe the Komodo has 12 stop of dynamic range? I don't know, maybe it's 13 or 14. I'm honestly gonna try it myself when we finish the quarantine, or when we finish the lockdown in London, because I've spoken to some friends of mine who will then test this dynamic range of the Komodo. But hey, since Cinema D released this article, it honestly have created some conflict online, because I know most people who buy the Red Komodo, there's few things that they mention. The first thing is the global shutter. The second thing is dynamic range. The third thing is RF mount and autofocus. So you telling them that the camera, or the camera that they believe have 16 plus of dynamic range, only had 12, that must have been heartbroken for them. Also, guys, do not believe everything you read online. There's so many ways of testing the camera's dynamic range, and I believe the Cinema D must have done it but not really correct, and then that's why they got those results. So this is something that I just wanted to talk about. And I know it's not fair when people bash Red for like, oh, the dynamic range is wrong. And I know they mentioned in the article that the Blackmagic Pocket 6K has better dynamic range, or same dynamic range, than the Red Komodo, which I saw in few groups, and people like, yeah, we knew it, and the reason why, that's why I didn't get a camera, or blah blah blah. Or these guys just posted this because they wanted attention from people. I know Red has some amazing fanboys. So again, that is few things that I wanted to talk about or bring to your attention. I read a lot about cameras, and I just thought, you know what, it's good to kind of bring this news to my audience. And I'm gonna make this into like a mini series of camera news. So I'll be talking to you guys later. Stay creative and stay safe.